Hey everyone, just got out of the theater from seeing Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. I know I'm like 3 weeks late on this one. I wanted to see it when it first came out, but just didn't have time. I found myself with a few free hours today, so I figured I'd go check it out. I like the first movie quite a bit. I think it's a really solid heist movie, definitely taking beats from Heat. You could tell where the inspiration came from a mile away. But if you're going to take inspiration from something, Heat's not a bad movie to take it from. Gerard Butler's back, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s back, and their roles from the first movie. This movie picks up a little bit after the first film. And pretty much Gerard Butler's character, Nick, decides to go after O'Shea Jackson Jr., although he turns and wants to help him rob this diamond exchange in France, along with his new crew that he has put together. And, you know, the heist goes off, and they get what they went for, but then they all get arrested. So, you know, it's another heist flick, just different, a little different than the first film. The first film, they were trying to rob the Federal Reserve, which they were successful. This one, they're trying to rob a diamond exchange. And the heist part of it is really well done. And I think Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. really do have really good chemistry together. They're a bromance as they're getting to know each other. And the film does take its time for these characters to get to know each other. And I think these guys really do get along. It looks like they do. They have really good chemistry together. So there's some cool action towards the end. There's a cool car chase after the heist. The heist is well done. It's suspenseful. I will say one of my negatives about this film is the length. It's 2 hours and 24 minutes long. Now, the first one's about 2 hours and 20. And I know some folks complain about the length of the first one. I just rewatched the first one 3 weeks ago to get ready to see this one. The length on the first one never bothered me. I think that movie moves pretty good. All the setup, getting to know the characters. This one, though, I will say, I think this one's about 15, 20 minutes too long. And just thinking about it on my drive home, I'm sitting in my driveway recording this, I know where they could have cut and you wouldn't have really lost much. I still think it's a solid movie. Now, the twist, like the first film, had a twist. And I like the twist in the first film. I think it works pretty well with O'Shea Jackson Jr. actually being the mastermind behind everything. In this one, the twist is that Nick is still a cop and turns them in, and they all get arrested at the end, except for him. Although O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character gets busted out by the mafia, now they want him to work for them. That's how the movie ends. Obviously, this is a spoiler review. The movie's been out for almost a month or 3 weeks now. And I'll put spoiler on the headline, the title for this review. So the twist really didn't surprise me like the first film. The first film, I was a little surprised. This one, I knew Nick wasn't. You can see he was enjoying it. He enjoyed hanging out with O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character. But I knew at the end of the movie he was going to still be in a cop and turn them in. And that's what happened. So the twist really doesn't work here. It's not surprising to me. So it didn't work as well as the first film, and it's a little too long. I don't think the movie's quite as good as the first film. It's still pretty solid, and I like Gerard Butler where he's at in his career, doing these mid-budget action thriller movies he's been doing for like the last 7-8 years. He's done some really solid stuff. Some of it's not as good as others, but you know, we need that star that's just doing, like, we used to have a ton of mid-range budgeted movies in the 80s and 90s, like action thrillers, and we don't get them all that much, but Gerard Butler's keeping it going, and I'm here for it. So at the end of the day, I still enjoyed Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. I didn't quite as enjoy it in the first one. The first one I would have I gave the first one, I never reviewed it, but the first one I would rate an 8 out of 10. I think it's a pretty damn solid heist movie. This one I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Still enjoyable. I'd watch it again on streaming. It's a solid flick, but again, I still have some issues with it. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. Have you seen it yet? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Have you seen the first one? Let me know what your thoughts are on it. That's it for this video, but until next time, bye.